Hey, good morning, folks. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa, and boy, do we have the weather on the way. We have lake effect snow for today. It's actually breaking off and continuing to the eastern part of the state. Be a little careful if you're in southeast lower Michigan because you can find these bursts of heavy lake effect. More heavy lake effect on the west side of the state. I'll show that to you. Weekend is just kind of random patterns of snow showers. But the Alberta Clipper, yes, this is a potent Alberta Clipper, along with cold air, along with quite a bit of wind. So Monday into Tuesday, really a concern. I'm thinking it's probably one of those stay off the roads type situation for Monday into Tuesday. And hey, we'll take some reports. Marnie May says, good morning from the west, from West Olive. Sounds like a blizzard. I think there could be some blizzard conditions or some small areas of blizzard warnings issued. But we'll deal with that a little bit later. We'll just get the timing and show you what's going on. Good morning, Zane McMillan from MLive and Tammy Plummer. Lloyd Irving watching. Thank you. And Susan Smith from Bridgeport. All right, here we go. Winter storm warnings. Northwest lower, there's a heavy band of lake effect that's producing whiteout conditions, also winter storm warnings, and then winter weather advisories. And these are all in effect until 7 p.m. today. So basically it says that the lake effect machine is just going to continue to go. No advisories for the eastern part of the state, but you can find a batch or two of slick roadways. Now, here is the radar. And there you could see that intense band of lake effect now. Charlevoix up through the Gaylord area and along I-75. And then bands coming through the Traverse City area. Also lake effect down in the southwest up across the UP and even down in the southeast lower. And I do want to caution you on lake effect and radar. Remember, about at least half, maybe 3/4 of the lake effect does not show up on the radar because the radar beam is going out at an angle, and as it goes away from the radar it gets higher and higher in the sky. Lake effect is pretty low, and so the beam can shoot over it. So you see these patterns right near the radars and you think there's nothing in between. No, in this pattern it's solid lake effect all the way from the radar here to the radar down in Grand Rapids. So it's lake effect snow just the same as this in here too, even though it's not showing. All right, we got a Coco Ross observer. That's a cooperative weather observer. It says 12 inches. So they're trained to measure the snow and they know what's going on. Here's the radar forecast today into this afternoon. And again, you can see why the winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories will continue. Okay, and then we're going into this evening. And even, it tries to develop a band coming across I-69, so be careful there. Now, if there's a lull in the activity, I think it's probably on Saturday, maybe hugging the west coast. One thing also I want to point out is for the weekend, as we go into Saturday night and Sunday, a light snow, 1 to 3 inches, coming across to our south. So if you're traveling south this weekend, I'd get on your horse tonight or today and get out of there because 1 to 3 inches across Ohio and Indiana is not real fun either. Okay, and then we go back to Sunday, and guess what? More lake effect snow. All right, just a little kind of a indicator of how much snow. And again, remember, lake effect snow not forecasted real well. I double this amount in the heaviest spots. So when you're looking at 2 to 4, this is another 4 to 8, another 6 inches, another 6 to 10 over the weekend. Okay, hey, Germany is watching and the Irish Hills are watching. All right, now let's get into early next week. What it is it's an Alberta Clipper. The storm's going to come out of Canada, drop southeast, and take what looks to be a perfect track for much of lower Michigan to get a solid snow. Now, Alberta Clippers are lightweight snow that blow around. The amounts don't tend to get real heavy. Usually the top end of an Alberta Clipper is about 7 or 8 inches, and it's sometimes hard to do that, except when it's a cold Alberta Clipper. It can get some enhancement on a northeast wind from Lake Huron, and that's usually what gets it to the 7 and 8 inches. But typically it's a 3 to 6 inch snow, and right now I'm targeting about the southern 2/3 of lower Michigan for that 3 to 6 inch snow. And again, it will be hard to verify and measure because it will blow around. So here we go. We're at Sunday night. We're at Monday morning now. Okay. Here's the low pressure center. And by the way, the European is almost exactly the same. The European is about 50 miles farther to the south. I'll show that to you in just a minute. So we're into it Monday morning. This is midday Monday. And you know what that is? That's snow, and that's wind, and that's cold. And we're into Monday evening. Now here's where the European and this US model, the GFS, differ. This is the GFS, and it's about 50 miles north, and I think that's a little bit too warm right there. Okay? The European is down here along the Indiana-Ohio border and shifts everything just slightly south. Regardless, it doesn't matter. We're all into the snowfall. Now, this is middle of Monday night. The storm hits Lake Huron, both the European and GFS. It cranks up, and when you get a gradient like this, that could be a potential blizzard situation. And then we go into Tuesday. The storm pulls off, and in comes the bitterly cold air, heavy lake effect, and we're actually getting the models forecasting what's called a lake-induced low-pressure system. So as that cold air comes across Lake Superior, it starts another mini circulation, and look what happens. It just keeps going. This is Wednesday. These are windy, cold conditions with heavy lake effect and nasty driving. So I'm going to tell you folks, again, I'm pretty conservative. I'm safe. I try to get out ahead of a storm or wait till the storm's over. But I'm going to tell you, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week look to me like the kind of weather where you're probably not going to want to travel a whole lot, if at all, across Michigan. You're going to want to get down into Indiana, Ohio, and just keep driving, I would say. So let's take a look at the snowfall totals again early, okay? Remember, I want to emphasize, I'm showing you this just as an early preliminary thing. Again, typically Alberta Clippers are 3 to 6 inch snows, some spots 7 or 8, but it blows around so much that where you get 4 inches, you can have bare ground and a 2-foot drift. Okay, so, but this will show you that, let's back up a little bit. Okay, and show you when it starts to come in. This is Sunday morning, and we've had lake effect across Michigan. Now, here we go into Monday. This is 1 a.m. Monday, or I'm sorry, 1 p.m. Monday. So we're already seeing accumulations. Again, that's a couple of inches. And then we go through into Tuesday, and that would be your classic pattern for a storm center that rides along the Indiana-Ohio border. It would lay out the heaviest snow across lower Michigan, and it would blow around quite a bit. So there you have it. Pretty easy forecast. Heavy lake effect in places today in the snow belts. Fairly quiet Saturday and Sunday by winter standards. Oh, Naples, Florida. That sounds good. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, just pretty much nasty types of weather. We'll keep you updated right here at MLive right on through the weekend. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Have a great Friday.